Hi, how are you? I'm back, and we're gonna talk about Baddies Caribbean. Because I tried to do the first episode's review last week, but TikTok said, we're gonna mute you. So I'm trying again, y'all. If you don't see this video here, or if this is up, or whatever the case is, if it gets taken down, please run to my YouTube page. But yeah, let's talk about last night's episode. So the episode started off with Bianca and Sapphire fighting. And I'm not even gonna hold you, Sapphire was kind of giving Bianca a run for her money. The good thing about Bianca is that she's not afraid to fight. She's not going to back down. She's always going to stand on business. And I'm glad Sapphire is actually getting her ones and twos back in, because I thought she couldn't fight after what happened to her with E.T. last year. Last season. Ooh, child. So in the middle of them fighting, Sapphire actually separates her freaking shoulder and it gets popped out of place. So Sapphire was ready to get the ones and twos with just one arm. So in the confessionals, Mariah is like, oh my God, like, I'm glad my best friend's here, but she's making me a little angry because why is she fighting with a girl that I told her I made up with? Like, you're putting me back in a bad spot, which, yeah, I agree with her. But then I also can't totally be mad at Bianca, because if I show up to a spot and you was the bitch that jumped my friend or whatever the case was, I'm whooping your ass. And I'm not saying that Mariah Lynn got jumped, but I'm going to stand behind my friend too. Like, if you did my friend dirty and you beat on her and you isolated her and you did all that shit, I'm whooping your ass. But then in this case, if my friend says that we squash it, please don't start no shit, I'm going to respect my friend first, because my friend's feelings is always going to come first before the bitch I don't like, you know? So anyway, after they get through their fight, you see Callie running up on Natalie. And I have to say, Callie looks a complete fucking mess. And I get why she looks a mess, because her entire family is a fucking mess. Anyway, she's over here hooting and hollering and screaming about, retire, Natalie. I want your spot. Get the fuck on. Go be a mom. Bye, bye, bye. And the whole time I'm just sitting here like, girl, you really trying for some TV time right now. Because this is the most unnecessary thing I've ever seen in my life. Natalie don't even know you, and you don't even know her. You just know her from what you see on TV. So what are we doing here? Like, Natalie ain't no angel, but you don't know her. So what are we doing? That this looked like the most stretched out, unnecessary fight that could have ever popped up. And Callie, I can tell you right now, she's there and she's going to be super annoying this season because she wants the attention on her. So in the midst of Callie doing all that stupid rah running around and shit, she somehow bumps into Mariah Lynn, and Mariah Lynn took it upon herself to start fighting this girl off of an accidental bump, which also led to Bianca jumping in to beat on Callie as well. And this whole thing was stupid, and I really was like, Mariah, you dead ass. Because 9 out of 10, I really feel like it was probably security that bumped Mariah by accident. And when Mariah turned around, she saw Callie in the midst of that. Like, it just felt like Mariah Lynn was just looking for a way to get in the midst of the fight. It's just, listen, y'all, I don't like Mariah Lynn, okay? There's nothing that she's doing right now that makes me want to, like, fight for her. So Callie's still jumping around like she's doing parkour. And then some way, somehow, sees Mariah and spits on her. And you know what? I know I just said I'll never fight for Mariah. But I'm with Mariah on this. When you spit on me, it's up. Like, you gotta choke now. Because why would you ever take it upon yourself to spit out at someone? Like, ew. However, Mariah, that whole, someone gotta get me a Tech 9. Like, first of all, she said tetanus shot wrong. And it was just corny all around. Like, her confessionals will never be funny, all right? Like, Mariah was pissed here, though. I will say that. Because I'd be just as pissed. Like, in fact, I wouldn't even be standing here. I would have been climbing through Mr. T's legs to get to that hoe because you spit on me. It's up. So that Callie fight and all that other stuff went back and forth for a little while. Sapphire was like, yo, I ain't done with Bianca. So, like, let's square up. Let's square up. And again, Sapphire is just kind of sort of getting the best of Bianca. They're not exactly like throwing full out punches or any punches that are connecting for that matter. But it's still a good, like, somewhat of a tussle. But Sapphire's just getting the best of Bianca. Bianca's just moving a little too hyper to the point where she's making herself fuck up. You know what I mean? So after Callie and Natalie start fighting and shit, Natalie was like, yo, run me my ones. Let's go run it. But security was not letting it happen. So Natalie got tight and she wound up leaving. So I'm going to skip to the next day where they're all talking. And I'm only bringing this up because this was funny. When Aubrey was here and she was talking to Natalie about what happened, she was like, who is Callie? Natalie was like, oh yeah, that's Blueface's sister. Why the fuck did Aubrey think Blueface was the dude from the Blue Man Group? And in her confessional, she said, I didn't know one of those guys was a black guy. Oh my goodness. Like, I only seen him in Blueface. I was cackling. Aubrey really don't belong here. And she just looks so confused every time we see her. Like, she's just not immersed in black culture whatsoever. So we catch Biggie and Tasiki talking outside, and this was kind of a pointless conversation, but you know, Taseki was like, yo, I'm really, really proud of you because you actually stood on your business. You're doing way better than you did last year. So Bianca and Mariah come out, and they're talking about why Bianca started fighting Sapphire. And she's like, oh, I'm a slide for my friend. I'm a slide for my friend. And I forgot to mention, Bianca also spat at Sapphire. And this is where I be falling out with Mariah Lynn, because you was so pissed that Callie spat on you. You said she was a dusty bitch, she was a nasty bitch, you was over here getting that line in your forehead, but you watched your friend spit on someone you said is your friend, and you didn't get that line in your forehead for her. So like, what are we really doing here? It's acceptable for your friend to do that. However, someone spit on you, you ready to go to war. You should have had that same energy. That's nasty all across the board, friend or not. But anyway, Taseki thought that Bianca was like kind of dumb for fighting for a friend who said that she made up with this person. Like, you just adding fuel to the fire. So let's get to the good part of the show, because it's pretty much the ending kind of took over here. They all meet up in Cabo. I think they're in Cabo. Natalie brings the Claremont twins out finally. And can I say, like, actually now watching them in live action, they don't look as good. And I'm not even trying to be no hating ass bitch, but like, they just got so much work done. It's just like, wow. But anyway, so the Claremont twins is there, Jayla's there, Scotty's there, Natalie's there, and they pick their rooms, right? Everybody else finally get there, and you know, they're talking about being in the house, and Biggie was like, oh, we gotta figure out our room situation, so on and so forth. And I ain't even gonna hold you, Jayla was annoying the fuck out of me this whole entire scene, because she truly gave mean girl. Like, she wasn't acting like a baddie. She was acting like a mean bitch. Like, I understand y'all fought the night before, but Biggie's not somebody that you need to continue to be running up on. Because Biggie, no offense, she's really not about this whole fighting every fucking day thing. So now you bullying somebody who really doesn't give a fuck to want to fight at that point. Like, Biggie really wasn't there to fight. She's just there to get her room and have some fun. And who the fuck died and made Jayla the fucking king of the house? Because who are you to tell someone, oh, you're not staying here? Bitch, stay in your motherfucking place. Like, I understand you was the favorite on Bad Girls Club and you was a favorite on your first season of Baddies. But please, please, sit down. Don't let that get to your head. Who the fuck are you to tell anybody where they can or cannot lay their head? Fall back. And even in the cutscene where Biggie was going to look for her room, Jayla's walking around her like a weirdo. Like, girl, stop. And Natalie told her she could have one of the rooms that Biggie was looking at. Like, yeah, you could take the room. So, Jayla, this goes against everything that you're fucking saying. You're not the queen here. Shut up. So, after some, like, arguing back and forth, Biggie finally puts her energy into Natalie and saying, like, you a weird bitch because you letting this shit happen. Like, you setting me up. All this argument me and her are doing is starting because of you. You was instigating this fight between me and her. And, of course, Natalie never wants to take blame for what she puts out there, because it's not like she's the executive producer that's planting all the storylines, right? Because I know we all actively saw her trying to get Jayla to admit who she thought lost the fight between her, Biggie, and Rolly. So I'm glad Biggie's finally giving Natalie the energy that she's been asking for. Like, you always be planting this shit and you never stand 10 toes down on the fucking shit. So now I have an issue with you. I don't fuck with you. So now Jayla, again, she's arguing and talking about you a dusty bitch and da-da-da-da. I don't fuck with you. You can't stay here. I don't fuck with you. I ain't comfortable. And you see Jayla walking up to Biggie. And I don't know why the hell Biggie is standing here with her hands on her hips. Did y'all see me almost drop my phone just now? What the fuck? If a bitch is walking up to me in the midst of an argument, my hands is coming off my side and I'm letting it swing, so you know, you jump, I'm gonna beat your shit. Because Biggie had ample time to push Jayla's head back. But no, Biggie, again, doing the backing up and not wanting to fight. You actively getting attacked, baby girl. Fight the fuck back. You won the first round or the first fight with Jayla. Keep it going, because she can't keep picking on you. And Jayla caught her one good time in the lip, busted it, and Biggie starts crying. So now Biggie's running all over the house like, oh my god, it's all Natalie's fault. Nobody gives a fuck about me, bro. Dame. Oh, no. You know, some weird bitches, and y'all want to do shot o'clock when I'm sitting here upset. But I do give props to, like, Scotty and Mariah and Tasiki, like, trying to hold Biggie down. I appreciate it. Sapphire included in that, too. Like, everybody from the previous season all came together for Biggie, and I will give them major props for that. Biggie was just too irate and just too stressed out. But she just annoyed the fuck out of me because I thought she was going to stand on business. But she damn sure didn't stand on business with Jayla. Because once she hit me, it's up. I'm knocking your ass over. And like, the fact that you cried, let Jayla know that she can bully you around. You ain't going to do shit. You just going to cry like a bitch. Like, Biggie, come on. Be a boss, not a baby. Like, we don't got time for this season. Stand up. Stand on business. I'm tired of seeing you lose your fights.